What's up, everybody? This is Fred Ricciani of TSC News here to recap the Super Bowl 50. The Denver Broncos win for the first time since 1998. Peyton Manning, could he possibly ride off into the sunset? He wasn't willing to commit to his future one way or the other, at least not publicly, but one's got to believe that he can't go out any higher than this. Final score 24-10. This was not a terribly exciting game. In fact, I'd say the highlights of this game were the halftime performances, particularly Beyonce and Bruno Mars, who killed it, and Mark Ronson, and Coldplay was all right too, and the commercials themselves. As far as the game, my God, a ton of turnovers. There wasn't even an offensive touchdown scored by the Broncos until the end of the game by C.J. Anderson to ice it, along with a 2-point conversion. Let's go to the scoring summary here. Brandon McManus, 34-yard field goal. Malik Jackson, fumble recovery for a touchdown. Jonathan Stewart in the second quarter had a awesome diving 1-yard touchdown, followed by Brandon McManus making another field goal. Third quarter, Brandon McManus making another field goal. Graham Gano missed one. Then in the fourth quarter, Graham Gano made one. It was 16-10, Denver. And finally, it was C.J. Anderson to ice the game with a rushing touchdown, and Fowler catching the 2-point conversion. So, man, just kind of a brutal game from an aesthetic standpoint. Some people may say, "Oh, Fred, you don't know football. It was a great defensive performance." No, it was. Denver pressured the hell out of Cam Newton. I mean, Cam Newton was 18 for 41, 265 yards, one interception, He also had 6 carries, 45 yards, and 2 fumbles. Peyton Manning, not too much better, 13 for 23, 141 yards, 1 interception. I think I saw a tweet that said Rex Grossman played better in the Super Bowl than Peyton Manning. Well, Peyton at least was on the winning end. This was just, it was kind of sad to see Peyton just handing off the ball. I understand why. I mean, you can't really trust Peyton's arm at this point, but still, handing off the ball. But at the end of the day, he was passable. He got the job done. His defense had an out-of-this-world performance. They're about to announce a Super Bowl MVP. I'm assuming it's going to be Von Miller, who had just an incredible defensive display, as did the rest of the defense. So I'm happy for Peyton. I'm happy for the Broncos. I'm stunned that Cam Newton played as bad as he did and the Panthers played as bad as they did. I mean, some really bad challenges by Ron Rivera, burning out his challenges. Some very, very questionable calls. I mean, there was also bad officiating, subpar coaching, and you can make the argument even on the winning side with Gary Kubiak, there was some subpar coaching. And then at the end, with only a couple minutes left, maybe 3 minutes left, Ron Rivera punts when his team was down 2 touchdowns. I know it was like 4th and 24, 4th and 25, but go for it! Go for it! You got nothing to lose at this point. But nope, they punted, and it was all over. So congratulations to Peyton Manning, now a 2-time Super Bowl champion. Much respect to Brock Osweiler for keeping that team afloat midseason. He did his thing. People might want to laugh and make some memes about him because Peyton Manning took a spot and started in the Super Bowl, but for real, man, Brock Osweiler did his damn thing, was a solid QB for Denver, damn good backup. Hopefully, if Peyton Manning does retire, they retain Osweiler and continue to develop him because he was pretty passable, and he really did help keep him afloat, as did that defense, as did that running game. What a story. John Elway, the executive, Gary Kubiak, the lifetime Bronco, Peyton Manning, possibly riding off into the sunset, much like John Elway did with the Broncos back in the day. Wow. As for Cam Newton, the MVP and Offensive Player of the Year, I'd like to think he'll be back. He's only 26. They get Kelvin Benjamin back. But, yeah, this loss is going to sting. That fumble that he had, where he didn't even try to recover it in the pile, that's going to haunt him for a long time. So hopefully he can bounce back. He's a really likable guy, one of the good guys in the league, one of the great players in this league. And, we'll see what happens. Also, just a quick note, The Eagles are allegedly interested in Nick Foles. What? And Marshawn Lynch may have announced his retirement with a picture on his Twitter feed of cleats hanging. If that's the case, Marshawn, thanks for the memories. If that's the case with Peyton, if that's all she wrote, thank you for the memories. And boy, I'm just glad this Super Bowl is over. But folks, I want to hear from you. What did you think about the Super Bowl? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Did it bore you to tears? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. And until next time, everybody, as always, enjoy the games.